He was coming. With his arrival, chaos would break loose. There is no stopping him. He is inevitable. Mega Derpy is about to arrive. If you're like most skyblock players, you want to maximize the gain you get from this rare mayor. But how exactly do you do that? Well, hopefully this video was helpful. Before we begin, I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before my birthday at the end of the year, so please subscribe if you have not already to get me one step closer. I'm sure many of you are interested in what you should be investing in to pay for derpies, so I'll talk about that for now. Keep in mind that there are no sure investments, everything is a risk. I can only give you the best information based on statistics during previous derpies and conclusions that can be drawn from logical reasoning. So first, there are items that would be in high demand during derpy. I'm sure you've already heard of those from other videos or people, so I'll mainly focus on the ones other people haven't really talked about. However, since not all of you have seen other guides, very briefly, there's Enchanted sugarcane, which people need for alchemy, god potions, which people may buy when age is closed, and any type of minion fuel like hyper catalysts. But keep in mind, since so much people already know to invest in these items, you might not expect to make too much money doing it. It is also important to know items like Enchanted sugarcane have already seen prices go up by like 15%, so they may continue going up, or maybe not at this point. A good idea for future derbies though is, if you haven't already, start investing 10 to 20 days in advance to maximize your profits. But let's talk about the less obvious stuff. First, there are the wisdom pets. These include the squid, wolf, ocelot, rabbit, silverfish, and guardian. The significance of these is that they grant skill wisdom, which increases the amount of skill XP you get, plus being useful for many players. Logically speaking, they are likely to peak right before derpy is mayor, so they could be a good item to invest in, as everybody is trying to buy them to increase the skill XP they get. Also, since you can craft the wolf, ocelot, rabbit, and silverfish, it could be a good idea to craft them if you have good pet luck instead. Next, we have dairy boxes. While not ideal for typical players, many late game players will want to buy them, especially the purple ones, to increase their foraging skill levels during derpy, so it's likely prices of this will go up. From previous derpies, we can see a slight increase of price during this mayor. Not much, but there's little risk because it is highly improbable for prices to drop during this time. And for the best investment potential, you should be buying purple dairy boxes during dairy and selling them during derpy, where you can potentially even 2x your money. And another item is the enchanted cooked fish, which goes up about 15% when derpy is mayor. Again, not much, but there are statistics from the previous few derpies to support this reasoning, and it's likely because people are running fishing minions to run during derpy, and they all need enchanted cooked fish to upgrade them to tier 11. While again, the price increase is only slight, its consistency makes it much more reliable than many other investments. So here's a list of important items to have, so you don't have to try lobby hopping during derpy and end up overpaying for an item. So first, basically any wisdom pet of skills you are planning to grind, like I said earlier about the wisdom pets, make sure to put skill XP boosters on them if you want to get more XP and make more money. To recap, if you are planning to do any forging, whichever pickaxe or drill you can use for mining, hopefully with a decent level compact to get more mining wisdom. Fishing rod with expertise would come in handy if you are planning to fish. Each of the stacking enchantments will also be a great booster in derpy because it actually stacks with its 50% skill XP boost. Then make sure you have enough god pots for however long you will be playing. Additionally, consider getting a tier 5 beacon if you do not have one yet, because it buffs your minion output by 10% and gives you useful profile stats. Next, what should you be doing during derpy? Well, first off, there are minions. If you are currently running slime minions or corrupt soil, you can actually make about, after I did all the math, an extra give or take 10 million more coins, in addition to the 20 million extra coins you get from the double minion perk, depending on your minion slots, by switching from enchanted lava buckets to foul flesh. And also, here's a list from high minions of minions other than slime minions that are currently the best, if you are interested in that and do not want to run slime minions. However, what if you didn't want money? Well, there are 5 skills that you are able to level up for minions. It varies from person to person, but out of them, 3 of them are pretty easy to level up from not running minions, combat, mining, and farming. So it mainly comes down to forging and fishing. I would recommend running a fishing minion because you can get thousands of fishing XP a day, while for forging minions, you can only get a few hundred, and fishing is generally a much more useful skill anyways. If you have low fishing, it's going to be even harder to level up by manually grinding than if you had lower forging. If you do want to run forging, however, then you should get a forging crystal and AFK on your island to speed up your forging minions. No such crystal exists for fishing, however. Additionally, try having as much minion slots as you can. Typically, getting to 29 minion slots only costs us about 20 million coins, and less than 5 million for 28, so if you have anything less than that, consider getting more. Then, the skills you should grind. First, there's alchemy. Try leveling up a sheep pet to also cover some of the costs back. Use netherwire to turn water bottles into awkward potions, then put an enchanted sugarcane on them. If you are rich, just collect it and get rid of it, but if you really need to cover some of the costs back, put an enchanted glowstone dust onto it afterwards to maximize its NPC sale price. For foraging, you either want to open jerry boxes if you have a lot of money, or chop trees. If you do chop trees, make sure to get a toyo or moyo tree capulator to increase your foraging wisdom. Then use an ocelot pet if you are on a budget, monkey pet if you are not. For fishing, which you shouldn't have to grind if you are running fishing minions, but if not, then get a fishing pet, which I would recommend squid for during Derpy because of its huge fishing wisdom boost. For enchanting, this is probably something that you'll not be hearing anywhere else, so I really recommend you do this. Get a common guardian pet, upgrade it at cat twice until you have a rare version. Do experiments with it until it is a decent level. Then use cat to upgrade its rarity and sell it for millions of coins of profit after Derpy is mayor, which you will make a lot of profit from because just upgrading a guardian at cat is profit. But once you level up more, also with the added skill XP boost, it will be higher level, which will actually reduce the cat upgrading cost, allowing you to make even more coins. Use cat flowers to skip the time if you want, and get multiple common guardian pets if you think you want to level up more, and you'll be making a lot of money after Derpy isn't mayor anymore. In fact, you should probably even do it if you have Enchanted 60 because of just how good it is. Additionally though, buy Abbey cases if you can because they will slightly boost your skill XP gain, which is magnified when Derpy is mayor. Try leveling up a pet for any of these skills if you want to make a lot of money from doing it at the same time. Now, what should you do after Derpy? There are actually a few reasonable investments you can try to make money on directly after Derpy as mayor, so I'll just be talking about them real quick. First, there are any leveled pets. During Derpy, everybody is leveling up their skills. First, pets are being leveled up more, and pet XP is worth less than it usually is. Then these items could be sold for more after Derpy is ended for longer, for a decent amount of profit. Then there are upgraded farming hoes. There does seem to be a decent drop in price in general for after Derpy is mayor, which makes sense because people are farming and breaking so many crops, so counters will likely be worth less. Plus, buying after Derpy can make you a lot of profit. Now again, none of these investments or strategies will have guaranteed profit, and it isn't that unlikely that you possibly end up losing money from doing them. It is important to also learn more about this yourself so you can make the most reasonable decisions in a given situation. If you did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next week in my video where I collect my Hyper Catalyst fishing minions during Derpy.